All right, I am live. Happy Sunday. In just a couple of minutes, it'll be Monday. But it is already Monday on the other side of the world. And that's really who I'm here to talk to. I'm here to talk to everyone because, this will benefit everyone that is tuning in. So I have some people popping in. Hello, pop in. How are you? I think I am live. Let me just check because I am supposed to be live on Facebook, on in our Facebook group, and on our business page, in LinkedIn, and on YouTube. So I think I am live everywhere. So that's awesome. I wish I could be live on Instagram. Maybe I can go live on Instagram. I'm not sure. Let me check really quick. Um Definitely I think I can go live in my Instagram story. No, live. There it is. Let me go live on Instagram. Let's do that. Live. Okay, it's connecting. Hello, everyone jumping in. I can't see you yet, so just say hi in the comments, and then I'll be able to see who you are. Right now, I'm trying to go live on Instagram, and we're going to see what they look like. Okay, I am live on Instagram now. Let's see. Okay, I'm live on Instagram now. So I think I'm live in let me put this up here, all of the right places. Let me adjust this and clean my screen off because it's dirty. Hello, Coach Adam. So I am live on Facebook in our Facebook group, the 1 Million Life Coaches Around the Globe. I'm live on Jice Loves on Facebook. I'm live on um, LinkedIn. I'm live on YouTube, and I'm live here on Instagram. So, baby, I'm live everywhere. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a minute since I've really done a live. I've been just battling physical illness, and I almost feel nervous, but I'm really not. It's a mind thing because I'm never nervous to come and speak from my heart. Like that's just what I love to do. That's my superpower. Like my superpower of not preparing and just coming to be authentically like who I am. So if you're tuning in and you're in the Philippines right now, just go ahead and share this out because I'm going to be talking about the Leading with Love Boutique Style Summit that is happening in the Philippines. I will be leaving here, as little as, I don't know, 8 or 9 days. And I will be embracing Manila and Tacloban. And then from there, we're going to go to Dubai. And I'm going to talk about all of that in this live and kind of like where did this come from and like why am I going over there, versus anywhere else. So I have a heart. Um, I just have a heart for humanity, right? So I have a heart for humanity. And it's not ironic that I have a heart from humanity because of just how I grew up. Like I grew up with real unconditional love, and I grew up with leaders, right? So when I'm talking about leaders, I'm talking about, my grandmother and my mom and my brother and my uncles. I really had leaders, whether it was good leadership or bad leadership. Um, I think the beautiful thing about it is I was able to see both, right? I was able to see both, which helped me now as an adult to determine what type of leader I want to become. Like, what type of leader makes me feel good. And even in some of the people that I love the most, like, my family, like, I love them dearly, even if they were not doing positive leadership, like, they wanted to change, and eventually they did. So for me, at any point, poor leadership can become great leadership again just by changing you as an individual. So I watched that growing up. Like, I watched like really poor leadership um that was self-abusive, that was um abusive to others, just really turn into love, right? Because I think once you start acquiring a sense of growth within yourself, it's like how I feel about myself, my self concept of myself, then you will begin to want to treat others the same way. So the Leading with Love Boutique Style Tour all started from this message of how can I bring heart-centered leaders together, like people who really want to do well, but maybe they're struggling in some areas of their leadership and they're having a hard time with, surrendering, like surrendering to that poor self-concept of themselves, which is preventing them from being like really dynamic leaders. Y'all follow me, okay? Because this is like, I did not prepare for this. At the last minute, I was like, it's time for me to go to the gym, right? Because I'm getting my energy and all that stuff together because I'm gonna be flying for hours and hours and hours and walking and carrying stuff. And I was just like, no, I need to go do this live first. And then I'll go to the gym, right? Because the gym is only a couple of floors underneath me and I don't have to go outside. I just need to catch the elevator and go to the gym. So I need for y'all to follow me because this is really, really coming from my heart. And I'm trying to stay stable where I'm not all over the place. For those of you that don't know that I suffer from an attention deficit disorder. So sometimes I can get sidetracked. But this whole leadership thing is so important because I know that there are some great leaders out there and you're struggling because I was there before. I was struggling like with integrity. Okay. Like, this is real stuff, y'all, that I'm about to talk about. I was struggling with having integrity all of the time. Like, what is too much information? Like, when you become this authoritative person and now people are listening to you because they value your words, they value your wisdom. It's like, how much is too much to give? Like, do you fabricate a little bit, to keep the authority there? Like, do you fabricate how much money you make because it sounds sexy when you can be like, oh, I make this amount of money, and then those who are following you, if they're not, then it's like, oh, I just want to be just like that because I want to make that much money, but you're really not making that much money. Or it's the lifestyle, like, are you fabricating your lifestyle? Because if people are drooling over, oh my gosh, if I can just wear the name brand stuff, if I can, travel the world, if I can do all these things that you possibly talk about, but it's really not the truth. Like, I was really struggling with that. Like, how do I maintain my authority where I still feel like I'm this really, really great leader? So all of my journey of becoming just who I am now is truly how I created this global tour of going all around the country and teaching this method that I created to help heart-centered leaders to just surrender to all of the BS. Like, we can literally just surrender and just be authentically who we are and still have the authoritative voice and the heart and the mind of a leader, it doesn't discredit you, because I believe that there are people who are born leaders and there's people who are made leaders. And people who are born leaders, you could be in the worst, like in the worst condition of your life, and people will still value you and honor you because of just your spirit and and your aura. Like it's something that's God given, right? And so even as a little girl, you know, my mom used to always have to watch me because weird things would happen when we would be out. Like adults would want to sit down and talk to me, you know, like weird stuff, or I would bring home strange people, you know, because you know, my heart has always been profoundly just compassionate for other people. Can you elaborate on surrendering to the BS? I may elaborate on it. Just stay on and let's see if I can come back to that, right? Um, but that's a really good, that's something, um that's wisdom to have. So I really do want to spend some time there. So someone on Instagram asked me if I could elaborate on surrendering to the BS, which is something, you know, we all should want to know how to do. And if I can get to it, I will. If not, then, you know, maybe I have another live because I'm gonna be doing these all week anyway. So anyway, I'm just thinking about hello from the Philippines. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? We're talking about like this whole journey with the Leading with Love Boutique Style Summit that's coming there to the Philippines on May 4th, 5th, and the 6th. And I'm so excited about it. So anyway, like this whole thing, you know, really just started with a self journey. And I think most things that are created in the world is it starts from, you know, a mother, you know, that has a sick child, and, you know, she wants something to fix this child. And then she goes and she creates, you know, a skin lotion. She creates, you know, I know something to help them breathe better, or, you know, someone sees a need that, you know, that needs to be addressed and no one is addressing it. So they go and they create something. So honestly, that's just really how leadership starts. Like a person sees a need and they're looking around, right? And there's like, no one is addressing this, or not enough people is addressing this. And I want to be a part of change. I want to become a part of change. So I need to create something to address this, because that's the only way, one, in my mind, that this problem can be solved. And two, I can be a part of the solution. So I will say that, you know, these heart-centered leaders that I'm talking about, they're very solution based. They do not want to be the problem. They want to be a part of the solution that resolves great issue. You understand what I'm saying? So that's who I am. It's just like I looked at myself and said, first of all, Lakendra, you are the problem. You are the problem. You're not living in your authenticity. You're not living in your truth, because you have this image of what a leader should be versus what does a leader feel like to you? You know, it's what lights me up when I'm sitting and I'm talking to people who truly adore my voice, they adore my heart. And when they're looking at me, I'm thinking to myself, what is it that they're really looking at? Or is it something that they're listening to? And if they're listening to me, are my words authentic and true? So I know the struggles of heart-centered leaders because I'm one. And with all of the crap that goes on in the world that tells us what we should be doing versus what it is that we need to be doing to empower others to be great, to find their greatness, right? Like, I'm no dictator. I think I lead the best when I have people who think for themselves, who are assertive, who are responsible, and they're on a search. They're on a search for their greatness. They're not there yet, but they're on a search for it, and they're just looking for somebody who's gonna keep it real with them to help them get there. And I just feel like that's the type of leader I am. Like, I can help guide you all day long because I know the process of going through finding your authenticity, like finding your truth when you speak and when you stand before people who value you as a human being. And those words that you say can either help them to grow or to kill them very, very slowly, kill their spirit. Leadership can kill so many spirits, like where I just knew I could be a leader too, but the way that this person deals with me, the way that this person talks to me, I don't ever feel empowered. I don't ever feel like leadership is my lane. But we're all leaders, and good leaders, heart-centered leaders, will never position themselves where there's so much judgment in their leadership. There's so much dictatorship in their leadership. There's so much, conniving and what are the other words? Like, it's so not even me that I can't even think of all of the BS, right? It's just so much BS to the people who are following them just stay less than them. So they stay here, and then the people that are following them stay here. Y'all feel me? We have so much of that in the world going on that heart-centered leaders need to stand up. Like, it is so time for us to come together globally and deal with our issues so we can keep climbing up, because you already have the heart for it. You already have the heart for it. Now we got to connect the mind. The mind that has been corrupted in saying that the only way that you can be powerful is if you put people beneath you, and that is not true. It is not true. Because I grew up with great leaders who failed and who succeeded. And I'm talking about my ecosystem that I grew up in, my heritage, my home. I could express in my house. Like, if I felt my mom was just being, too dictatorship, I could sit down and have a conversation with her, right? I could plead my case as long as it came from, I had to watch my mouth, but I grew up in a place where it was open for you to speak. Like, you could speak your mind as long as you were respectful. And that's the reason why, I don't have to have confrontation with people, because it's just like, listen, this is not an argument. This is just a conversation. That's it. You're expressing to me your desires and your needs, and I'm going to listen to you because I respect you, right? And I honor you because you're a human being. So heart-centered leadership, that's what it looks like. It doesn't look like this. It looks like this. And even though the saying, put yourself in a room where people smarter than you, it still doesn't make you here, right? It just means that I may be smarter than you when it comes to making money. I may be smarter than you when it comes to being consistent and being and building a business, but you may be smarter than me when it comes to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So it's not like a this, it's like a this. And what we do, we have a meeting of the minds where we both use our wisdom together to grow together. And that is what real leadership is for me. And I know it's very, very different than the ideal type of leadership. And a lot of leaders wouldn't want to hear this. They like, she's a bunch, this is a bunch of crap. Don't listen to her. But that's the reason why I created my own tour, for people who do want to listen, for people who do want to be a part of the change and be a part of the solution of what's happening globally all around the world. Our communities are suffering because no one wants to hear them. Our children are suffering because no one wants to hear them. Everybody wants this. Like, no, you're going to listen to me. You're going to listen to my method. You're going to listen to my beliefs. You're going to listen to my philosophies. You're going to listen to what I feel that is right. And then you're going to adapt to it. Like, but you would never come on top of me. And we should be so tired of that type of leadership. Even if you were once that type of leader, you can change at any time. That's the beautiful thing. That's what I love about life coaching. Life coaching has helped me to reflect over and over and over again, to the point where tomorrow, if I want to wake up a better version of myself, I can. And I can move forward from my past. Because that is what has happened time and time again with me. When I finally embrace, Lakendra, you are a global leader. And what you say, people listen to. And people apply these things to their life. And you can't be talking the talk and not walking the walk. Hey, y'all over here on Instagram. I'm trying to look at y'all too as I'm talking because I'm everywhere. You can't be talking the talk and you're not walking a walk. So for 2 years, I dealt with that, because to me, that's integrity. I can't be, creating all these different workshops, and I created this profoundly beautiful life coach certification in this model, and I really don't believe in it. It's not good. It's not even good for me. And we have lots of leaders. We have lots of leaders that lead that way. You do as I say and not what I do. Right? We kind of grew up in households like that. When I talk about leadership, I'm talking about in our households, our homes, parents. Parents are the greatest leaders in the world. Parents influence their children. So you become their first leader, and how you decide to be the best leader or the poorest leader, right? You decide that. So the Leading with Love boutique style experience is for heart-centered leaders that want to improve in their leadership and want to connect with other leaders who are also improving in their leadership. So then there could be an ecosystem of greatness, right? There's an ecosystem of when you're out there with the wolves and with the sharks and are telling you, no, this is how you lead. Like, You got to keep your people in shackles. You got to keep them in chains. You got to keep them in cages. Then you got an ecosystem that comes back and says, no, you can lead with love. You can still be human. You can still communicate openly. You don't have to have 90 million people, in your lineage before people can even reach out and talk to you. Because if it wasn't for humans, those other little humans that's underneath you and beneath you, you wouldn't even be a leader. You wouldn't even be able to run a business. Your children wouldn't even want to be in your household. They'll be relinquishing their, rights to be parented by you. I'm talking about some real leadership. I'm talking about shit that don't nobody want to talk about. And so I've been sitting with this for years. Like, where does it start? Like, Kendra, how do you do it? Like I've been having like all of this how, and what if no one shows up? What if no one shows up for your message? And my heart says it doesn't matter. It needs to be produced. It doesn't matter. It needs to be produced. It doesn't matter. It needs to be produced. So a lot of you are sitting on the what if, and your heart is saying it doesn't matter. It needs to be produced. It doesn't matter. It needs to be produced. Hey, y'all over here on Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. Talking about the Leading with Love boutique style tour I'm going to go on. And I'm just so grateful that I believe in my inner voice. Like, do you believe in your inner voice? If you believe in your inner voice, put a 1 in the comments. But if you're struggling with your inner voice, just put a 2, and it's okay, right? Because for years I struggled with this chick inside. So if you believe in your inner voice, put a 1. And if you're still like in conflict, like trying to fall in love with it, put a 2. Because this is what leadership is about. It's about you being responsible for that really, really low place that's inside of you that's keeping you from really showing up as your excellent self, right? Because you won't even address it. Like, you're having such a hard time addressing it. Okay, we got 1s and we got 2s over here. And it's like, it's okay. It's okay now to just be a vulnerable leader. That used to be a no-no. That used to be a no-no. You cannot be vulnerable, and people won't follow you. But we're in a vulnerable world right now. We have people who we would have never thought committing suicide, right? Our children are committing suicide. I just read that Bed Bath & Beyond is going out of business. That's thousands and thousands of people that are getting ready to get laid off. You have all of these big, conglomerate businesses like going out of business. And what do you think are happening to the emotions and the value of people all around the world? Hello, Coach Mariah. What do you think is happening? And this is the reason why we need great leaders to stand up, heart-centered leaders. This is the reason why you need to be creating jobs. It needs to be you creating jobs, us. It has been my lifelong passion to be able to employ other people so I could be this heart-centered leader and teach them how to be responsible and care for their own needs so they can be the best employee ever, right? So I'm always just like preaching to our coaches in the Institute who works in the Institute. So we are the only life coaching school in the world that is credentialed by medical insurance because, as you all know, life coaching is not regulated. But I spent 6 years fighting for this because I'm trying to help other life coaches produce their own money, produce their own jobs, like produce their own legacy, because we can. I just feel like all life coaches are like these heart-centered angels. Like we're just these heart-centered angels from heaven, because of most of us, all we want to do is serve. All we want to do is just serve and give back. And if we can get paid for it, that is so awesome, because we got to keep our lights on, right? We got to be able to pay our bills. So to be able to say that, the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs and Jice Loves has now received, credentialing. Like we don't have to be credentialed from anybody else, like ever in life. Do y'all understand that? That's massive. And I get to lead this. And I tell my coaches all the time, because they be effing up, y'all. Like some of them are listening right now, and they laughing. And I'm just like, no, I'm not throwing you away. We're going to work on your interpersonal skills, and we're going to work on the value of who you are as a thriving human being. So we're going to get this together, right? And I'm just so blessed to be given the patience of Moses. Or whoever one of them people in the Bible was that had all the patience. Like I'm really cut out for it, So the Leading with Love boutique style experience is just all about bringing heart-centered leaders together so we can expand and grow more in love and compassion, not just for others, but for ourselves. Thank you so much. She said you are an awesome leader. I really appreciate that. Because it starts with self first. And that's another thing that people don't want to talk about. Oh, you can't talk about yourself because that is just so conceited. And I mean, where is your humility? Well, I can't give humility because I don't have it for myself. That was another thing that I struggled with. I could do everything for everybody else. Like, boom, whatever it was, I could turn their water to wine if I needed to. I could take one fish and make 1,000 fish for them. They could feed their family for years, but I was over there broke. I couldn't even figure out they gave me one fish and I gave them 100 fish back, but I got one fish and now I only got a half a fish. I have a half a fish now. You know what I mean? Why can't we do it for ourselves? And people say not to include self because it's selfish. It is selfish. It's selfish towards you and your desire to be a better human being. So it's a whole self segment in my VIP 3 formula. It's called influence. What is your power and influence? And how do you do that within self? Y'all feel me? This is the reason why I got to do this globally, because different cultures have different concepts, and sometimes, even in your culture, you're in a war even with your own culture because it's keeping you from growing. Like even in mine, it was keeping me from growing just to keep holding on to those methods that I was holding on to. And I had to go and explore some other things to get me out of the shackles. And I'm not 1,000% free, but I'm about 994.5-ish. I'm up there where it's just, LaKendra, do what lights you up. If it makes you feel good first, then you will be able to transfer that emotion off to other people where they can feel good. Yes, self-mastery. That's it. That's it. They over here talking to me. They talking to me over here on Instagram. So A leader that leads with love, that's the feeling that you want. You shouldn't ever go home and say, everything I said today was a lie. Everything I said to everybody on that Instagram live, on that on Twitter, on Facebook, on wherever y'all be, it was a lie. I don't even believe in that stuff myself. I don't even give that to myself. And it's okay, y'all, because we were taught to be just this way. So don't be shameful. Shame for me is a sin. Don't be shameful. Just do better tomorrow. Right now, adopt. You know what? What that lady is saying right now, it makes some good sense. I need to start with me. And I'm gonna start tomorrow. It's really that simple. And then you just become the next version of yourself in the next breath. Just like, I'm a new person already. That breath gave me newness just that fast. You don't have to be shameful. And in things that you're so ashamed of, maybe it's like, I've been living a lie for a while. Sometimes you do got to go back and you got to make it right. I'll never forget when I used to lead little girls, right? And I was tell them, like, you got to work out. You got to be strong. You got to meditate every day. And I had to go and sit before them because my spirit was so bad. And I was just like, y'all, I don't even work out every day. It's hard. It's tough. And that's probably why you're struggling with it, because my energy that I'm giving you isn't real. And they were just looking at me. And I just remember us all sitting down and we were crying, like, because they were so in awe that I confessed, like, I was like, I'm not going to be this tough girl, this tough coach, this tough mentor, like I got my shit all together, and I didn't. And then I just said, I'm going to start doing some stuff with y'all. How about that? And they loved it, right? And I started working out with them, and we started meditating. And, like the next year, they became a national winning step team. They started improving in their grades. All because of, y'all catch it now, because I'm talking, listen. Because I evolved, they evolved. So when you start to take care of yourself, that's why self is not selfish. So when you begin to take care of yourself, everybody around you evolves with you. And that's leading with love. Being responsible for what you say, how you say it, how you communicate it, how you reflect it, how you design it, and how you live it. It's a design. It's either psychological, where you're trying to capture people's mind, or it's heart-centered, where you're just trying to capture their heart. There's a difference. My whole background is in psychology and behavior, right? And mental health. So I know what I'm talking about. The manipulation, we learn it in school. That's the reason why I dropped out of my PhD in psychology. I was like, you know what? This is enough. This is enough. There has to be something else that I can relate to. Like, I have all of the training that I need in how to, create the system where I can infect other people with the things that I'm saying, right? It triggers things inside of people that are not healed, which will make it easier for me to influence them. I know how to do all that, right? But that ain't my way. Or I would probably have hundreds of thousands of followers. And I'm not saying that people who have it, that's what they do. I'm just saying, I'm just talking from my point of view. So I found life coaching through listening to John Maxwell. Love him. He teaches about leadership and being great leaders. And I was just like, that's all I want to be. Like, I don't want to spend another dime. I just want to be, I have enough inside of me where I can do this. So I dropped out of my PhD in psychology and I became a certified life coach. And that was in 2010, I think, like around 2010. And then I eventually ended up leaving my job. And, I have this school and I've been doing it since 2010. So the tour is going to be transformational. You're going to get your whole life in the Philippines. Just come with an open heart. Come ready to talk and discuss. It's not one of those lecturing type of things. I disapprove of them. I disapprove of them. We're going to be talking, we're going to be sharing, because we all need each other's input. I need something from whoever's going to be in that room in Manila and whoever's going to be in that room in Tacloban. I need something from you. It's a gift that whoever's going to be attending, you have for me. And it's a gift that I have for you. And the only way that it can be exchanged is if we have a conversation, a meeting of the minds. So I want to add to my screen Instagram. I'm sorry, you can't see. Let's look at some of the beautiful people who are joining. And I know that we're still adding people on, but this is what I look like, baby, when the face is beat. You know what? I hope they're looking for me a makeup artist in the Philippines because the face got to be beat. And I am going to put up, if you are listening in, if you're listening in from the Philippines now, someone has shared this on our page, this is where you can go. Just write this down to what you on Facebook screen. I'm on my personal page, the business page, and the 1 million life coaches around the globe. So you can go there. So this is where you can go to buy your tickets. We're going to be I wanted a really nice, just boutique style hotel. And so I'm so grateful for Coach Celia Jacobs that's there in the Philippines. She has helped me put all of this together. She is masterful at what she does, and I am profoundly grateful for her. So everything that I desired, she's done it. So we could have something successful. So when you say boutique style, where did that come from? Boutique style, for me, it's in an intimate space. So it doesn't have to be hundreds and hundreds of people. It's an intimate space because I am very introverted. Like, y'all don't believe it, but I am. I'm, what do you call it? Omnivert. I can really adapt and adjust to in environments, but I prefer intimate environments. And I created my business that way. Every space I go into, I create the space. Okay, everybody has come over here now. Okay, everybody has left Instagram and come over here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Nappy Coach. I'm so excited. Yes, 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 yes. Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in over here. So I love intimate spaces. And so the Tierra Oriental Hotel, they have some of the, biggest seminars and stuff there from, lawyers and, all of these things. So this is a great space for us to be in the Philippines to create our boutique style summit. So I'm excited. So the information is here, but it ain't really all about me. It's about all of these great people who have said, yes, like we stand with the message. Like we believe in the message of empowering heart-centered leaders. And it is time for us to stand up so we can save our children, so we can save our elderly, so we can save our communities. All right? One child, one family, one community at a time. I can't save everybody. That's not what I'm trying to do. I am just becoming a change that I wish to see in the world. And this is how I'm producing that. I am a producer, right? Say that out loud to yourself, right? I am a producer right where you are. You are a producer, and the world is waiting for you to produce. So, shout out to Master Coach Michael. He's actually a master coach through our institute. And he is founder of Empowered Life Coaching Services. I just love when I have a certified life coach that then creates a life coaching business. Everybody does. A lot of people who come through life coaching does not create a life coaching business. They just come to adopt the lifestyle of a life coach. Why? Because it's all about being a heart-centered leader. So a lot of people just want to come in and learn our I Care Global Heart model and learn the information about mental and behavioral health. We just added the behavioral health piece to it. So it's a full circle. It's a full circle certification. But the tour is not about certification at all. It's about the message. So shout out to Master Coach Michael. He'll be joining us. And I remember, years ago, because I've been knowing Master Coach Michael for some years now, he does scuba diving, and he was helping people push past their fear by, and these people could not swim at all. So he would help people push past their fear, teaching them scuba diving, and them not even knowing how to swim. Like, how masterful is that? Amazing, right? Then we have Coach K Sabala. Everybody know about Coach K Sabala if you follow me, right? Coach K Sabala is our lead coach of JICE Asia. She is our brand ambassador there. And she has truly just blessed the Institute just with her presence. She's a certified mental health life coach. And she is just, she may be tiny, but she got fire in the inside of her. She has a big, bright light, So what she's doing in her community, which is in Tacloban, and just being a light, being a fire for her city, we will call it a city here in the United States. It's just what we need. That's how you become the change. And even though she is imperfect, right? And we laugh about this all the time. She's imperfect. She shows up in excellence to serve, to be there for a family that may have a child that is struggling with suicidal ideation. She shows up in schools and she does these mental health talks, giving hope and strategies, to kids. She's just there being a light. And that's who we are as life coaches. So to be able to sit down and listen to her and her story, if you're also a leader, it'll change your life. Just her story alone would just change your life. Every time I'm struggling, I remember, there's some people I remember in my mind that says, LaKendra, get it together. Remember Coach K Sabala's story? Remember, Nappy Coach is on here. She's our lead coach here for JICE USA. Like, remember their stories? Girl, get it together. And I just get it together. Then we have Dr. Coach Romel, who is also one of our brand ambassadors here. He's a nurse and a general surgeon. He's a faculty at the College of Medicine and Surgery. He is some of everything. Like, there, we really should have put all of his credentials over here in the blue, because this little box right here is just not even saying it all. But when I asked Dr. Coach Romel to speak, I was like, what part of, the journey would he be on? Because we're spelling out VIP3, right? So vision, influence, purpose, passion, and profit, right? You need all of that to really tap into your heart-centeredness as a heart-centered leader. And I was like, this man has served in the military. He was a police officer, if I'm not mistaken. Then he's a surgeon, right? Then, he won chancellor last year in the Philippines. So now he is, he's into politics, right? Who else do we need? Like, these are the type of leaders that we need in these type of capacities. So when I be out saying to the life coaches, listen, I need for you to operate in all of your gifts and go out and be freaking great. Let no one hold you back, right? Take them chains off, come out of the little bird cage, come out of your groundhog hole, and go and be great. I just need for you to go and explore life so you can see where you're supposed to be. That's great leadership. I'm not fearful that I'm going to lose anybody, because we've been taught that. No, you can't tell your tribe to go and explore life. They may leave you. My tribe will never leave me, because they know where their truth is. They know I'm gonna keep it real, and I don't have to manipulate them to stay. They just stay because they want to stay. That's good leadership. I'm never fearful of losing any of my tribe that come into the institute. Community. That's why I build community and tribe. I've talked about this for years and years and years. Community. People come in because they want to be fed, and then they leave. And then tribe, they want to be fed for a lifetime, and they stay, and we're feeding each other, because I need to be fed too. So we're constantly feeding each other. So Dr. Coach Romel is going to be speaking under purpose. And I know it's going to be powerful, and I'm really just excited to hear him speak. Then we have Leanne. Leanne is co-founder and two-time nomination for the Stevie Awards. And she's also an international speaker. Beautiful soul. I haven't met her in person, but I look forward to meeting her in person. Then we have Carmi, who is an author and a creative entrepreneur. Another beautiful soul that'll be joining us in the Leading with Love Boutique Style Summit right there in the Tiara Oriental Hotel in Manila, Philippines. You can get your tickets right here if you're listening and you're in the Philippines. And also, if you're going from the U.S., I believe everyone who's going from the U.S. purchased their tickets from simplylakendra.com. So those of you who haven't purchased your tickets yet from the U.S., go to simplylakendra.com and purchase your tickets. But I think mostly everybody that's traveling with me have already purchased their tickets. So yeah, I'm not going alone. I got some tribe members going with me, and so I'm so excited. So excited. Then we have Coach Mary Claire. So everybody needs a Coach Mary Claire in their tribe. She's giving. She's compassionate. She shows up for everyone. Like, I don't know how she does it. I thought I was pretty good, but Coach Mary Claire is like so phenomenal. And so she's also one of our brand ambassadors for JICE Asia. and she empowers women, and she just have a magnificent survival story of her own. So she's a beautiful soul, and everybody need a spirit like hers in their tribe. So shout out to Coach Mary Claire. Hello over here again on Instagram. Most of you left and came to Facebook because y'all can't see the slides that I'm showing now, but thank you for being here for those who are jumping back on. Also, Myrtle. So Myrtle is the founder of Black Tides. She's CEO of Place War, and she's an entrepreneur. Beautiful inside and out. I have not met her in person either, but I can't wait to meet her at the Tierra Oriental Hotel. We're going to have a great time, y'all. Like, this is going to be such a great experience. See you soon. Yes, see you soon. Whoever just said that, because I can't see the names on Facebook for some reason. They're not popping up. But I'm so ecstatic just to meet these beautiful people. And I have gifts for them too. Like, that's one thing about being my love language is acts of service. And so I just always just love putting a smile on people's faces. So I'll be bringing gifts and putting smiles on, our speakers who are participating. And so I'm excited about that. So shout out to who was that? Myrtle. And then also, oh, hey, Coach Celia. I've already talked about you. You got to go and catch the replay. So Coach Celia is here now. I already talked about her, and I told y'all how magnificent she is, and I just love her to death. And so last but not least is MK. So MK is the CEO and founder of the Filipina Home-Based Moms, and you already know how profoundly beautiful that is, right? Someone that is aspiring moms to start a home-based business, because we know, being a mom is a full-time job, especially if you are regardless if you are a single mom or have a significant other. I don't think it really matters. Mothering is just mothering. And so I can't wait to meet MK, because I just think that it's just an amazing position to put yourself in and be that heart-centered leader to lead mothers. Because if our mothers are unhealthy, then our children are unhealthy. MK is the founder of a 400K strong, my bad. Let's just go ahead and let's just put it out there, okay? She is truly leading with love, and she's leading beautiful mamas, right? My mom was a single parent mom, and she did the most amazing job. Her and my grandmother with me and my brother. Me and my brother are just like, I just tell him all the time, like, dude, we did that. Like, y'all know I'm a toot my horn. Like, we did that. Because there's so many other things that we could have become, being raised, without a father, and being raised with a mother who suffered, a drug addiction, the first parts of our life. She went through her own struggles, and we had to go through that struggle with her until she found her way out of that. And then, being raised by a mother that was clinically depressed, so just going through those up and downs, those emotional ups and downs, and then having to lean on our grandmother to pick up the pieces when our mom wasn't strong. We did that. We turned out to be some exceptional humans. My brother is an exceptional father. Like, I'm so proud of him. He's a husband. You know what I mean? My husband is on here. I think I turned out to be a pretty good wife. I don't have any biological kids, but I'm a stepmom, and I just try just to be a good person. I may not get it right all the time, but in my heart, I'm always searching for the right thing to do that makes me feel good. And if it don't make me feel good, I know how to own my wrongdoings and try to make them right. Like, I'm so responsible in that now, where I don't have to shrink to my lack of integrity. I just rise above it, because that is what being a heart center leader. That's what it does. And remember, I told you this whole journey is about how I grew up in leadership. You know, how I started taking on integrity, taking on compassion, taking on indifferences, taking on all of my judgment that I had against other people. Like, where all of that is programming. And if we can really wrap our head around, like, why don't we like someone because of where they come from, because of the color of their skin, because of their sexual orientation, because of how much money or lack of money that they make? If we can just start wrapping our heads around where does those judgments come from and surrender to them, then you will be on a path where your legacy will be so profound. People are going to always speak of your kindness and how you helped them get over. Like, you didn't even know you were helping them, but because you're living so much in your truth, you just you're helping people to like end generational curses. Like, you're helping people to live every single day because you're living in your profound truth. And that's what this whole tour is about. It's our responsibility to humanity. That's what it's all about, y'all. So let me stop this. So shout out, let me just flip through this real quick again. So shout out to all of these beautiful, beautiful people. And as we get the other boards, I know we're missing a couple of people, but as we get their pictures and stuff in, you know, I'll be trying to do this every day, like all the way up until I make it to the airport. I'll be working on doing this every day. So you can also be blessed for those who cannot attend. Okay, so what about Dubai? Like, why, like, what's happening in Dubai? Okay, so the last P of the formula is profit. And so Dubai is all about like me helping leaders to learn like how to massively grow their money with passive income, and how that additional money, because we're so used to giving and sometimes we'll give beyond our means. Okay, y'all follow me? I'm not bringing you on here. I'm not bringing you on the screen. You'll just distract me. Instagram is over there lit. So anyway, how can we take our money that we make for our families, right, for our survivals, and then how can we multiply that money to maybe hopefully help? Maybe that could be money that we give to charity, or maybe that is the percentage of money that we earn off of our money that we can help bless other people. So I'm always just thinking of ways of profoundness. Is I'm always thinking of that. How can I profoundly, create a solution to a problem? Because I went bankrupt, y'all. I went bankrupt when I was in my nonprofit for help, just trying to be of service. I didn't know, it's just innately, it's our fiber. People who are truly, truly good people. And I was like, I can never go bankrupt again, because me going bankrupt cost a lot. Like, I remember I couldn't serve as much. I felt guilty. I went through self-beating. I went through all of the things, and I really should have never experienced that, because I was the giver. I was the one that was giving. And I should have never experienced that as a leader. But we do. We do. So that last P, baby, is about money. And we're going to talk about it. Because it's okay to make money. And it's okay to diversify your financial portfolio and include it in how you give back. And I'll be teaching that. And so I'm going to Dubai to learn more about this strategy. So I'm going to another conference there, and then I'll be masterminding with some very, 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 very heart-centered, wealthy men and women, and adding it onto my tour, adding more and more and more and more. So I'm going to give a small piece of it while I'm there in the Philippines, and I'm just so excited. I'm excited for everyone. I'm just excited about the massive growth that is getting ready to happen globally. And each one teach one. So whatever it is that I'm going to be teaching and the other speakers are going to be teaching, it is now going to be a part of each person that is in that room who then can go off and teach what they learn. And that's the beautiful, beautiful thing about it. So all of this is benefiting, right? The Sanctuary Center. So the Sanctuary Center, DSWD, it's a refuge for neglected and abandoned women. I can't even pronounce the city name. I can't pronounce it. But check it out. Check it out. It's on our page. And so the proceeds that we'll be making and also serving, we're going to also go and serve there on that Thursday. So the 4th will be serving at the Sanctuary Center, and it will also be blessing them monetarily so they can help. Like, I just think of so many friends that needed help. And I remember just trying to help, this is the reason why heart center leaders need to be in the community, because without supporting these types of agencies, then our communities are suffering. And if our communities are suffering, eventually your business is going to suffer. Eventually your business is going to suffer. Don't think that you're safe. You're never safe. You're never safe. So we need to start giving back. So last year, we gave to Hunger Free Philippines, and Josephine just talks about like the financial blessing we gave, is still blessing. Like, it's still, the extension of it is still feeding children and families, right? We did that collectively at the Leading with Love Boutique Style Conference that was here in Dallas in November. As a collective, we did that. And then, Explosive Grenades, who service at-risk youth in Step and Dance. Coach Randy has a facility. He's probably one of the very, very few programs that actually have a facility for the kids. Like, they're not, trying to figure out where they're going to, practice, or is out at a school. He's a community center. So he needs support from the community, because what happens when Coach Randy loses his location, his program has to shut down. What happens to those kids? Now they're left with just creatively finding something to do when they're bored. And we know what happens when kids start getting into their own creativity with all of the influences that they have, right? So we need our leaders to benefit these type of agencies. And then you have Delicio School Support, which provides freaking pencils and book bags to kids in Zambia, to a village there in Zambia, Africa, so they can just go to school. It doesn't matter where it is in this world, because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. The world is really this small. It ain't this big. It's this small. And the pandemic helped us to see that. It wasn't just Dallas that was suffering from, the coronavirus. It was globally. We were all being affected. How do we know that? Because global businesses started shutting down where people from all over the world that worked in that one business started losing their jobs. And it became a ripple effect of just world suffering. So we all play a part in the strength of our freaking nation. And this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. I don't have well, who is your avatar? It's anybody who feel that they're leaders and they lead with love. That's who it's for. It doesn't have to be any more defined. If you need to strengthen your leadership, if you want to perfect your heart, if you want to expand your mind beyond your zip code, your area code, your city, your country, if you want to expand in global thinking, if you want to come and have a meeting of the minds with all different types of cultures, this is a summit for you. And it's not no big, huge summit. It's a boutique style. So it's intimate. So if you introverted like I am, you will fit in just fine with us. You'll probably be a little nervous at first, but trust me, I'll help you through that part. And then after that, it's just going to feel like we're sitting amongst like-minded hearts, having beautiful conversations. So I still got to go work out. That's my commitment to myself. I'm going to do 30 minutes of power strength training. So I'm still about to go do that because it'll help me to be sleepy too. Because y'all know I did 10 days of sleep therapy. So I'm out of it now. And, I find myself just reverting back to like all of the hard work that I did for 10 days. So working out will just help me to calm this brain down. So thank you for tuning in. Those of you who are in the Philippines, I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to meet you. Those of you that I haven't seen since 2020, November of, when was the last time I was there? I think I was there either November of 2019 or November of, November 2019. Those of you that I haven't seen since November 2019, I can't wait to just hug you and laugh and just have a really, really beautiful good time. Oh, and my birthday is Friday. So my birthday is on May 5th. So those of you who cannot possibly attend the summit on that Saturday, definitely come out and hang out with me on Friday night. We'll be sharing that information. I know Coach Celia will be sharing that information. Come hang out. We're going to have, a band, a beautiful singer, great food, and just a good time. There will be an award ceremony. We'll have a small award ceremony because I want to award some of the coaches. It's something that we did here in the U.S. So we're just going to translate it over into the Philippines since we have coaches there. And so we'll be giving out some beautiful awards. And yeah, that's it. So just come hang out with us on Friday night if you can't hang out with us on Saturday, or come hang out with us Friday and Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You pick, okay? So y'all have a good, in the Philippines, it's about 2 p.m. there on Monday. It's so beautiful that y'all are already you're already living the day that I'm yearning to wake up to. And then those of you who have hung in this live with me here in the US, it's 1:07 a.m. here. And I will see y'all tomorrow. I'll come and just do, it may be in the stories, I don't know, but I'll be doing something live every day, just talking about, leading with love and how to command your heart-centered love for humanity and for those that you serve, how to command that, right? How to command the heart to take control of the mind. All we ever talk about is mindset, 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 and very few people will talk about heart set. And that's what I specialize in. That's what I want to talk about. We got the mindset thing together, supposedly, right? But what happens when you combine the heart and the mind together? Profound things happen. That's what happens. So be good to yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day and get you some rest over here in the US. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.